more can I say?
Top Billin.
All right, y'all. Just a quick post-game discussion, not necessarily a dissection. I know how you guys are when you lose. Hey, same thing, baby. Line of scrimmage play. You can sit up here and talk about the quarterback all you want and this and that. The quarterback barely had time to even throw the ball at all this game, and I warned you. I knew this was going to happen. I watched San Francisco play a couple of games. I watched them beat up on Tom Brady and them, and I'm like, yeah, Seahawks are going to have really nothing to offer them along the line of scrimmage. They're going to have something just out of the hat magically happen to be able to just beat a team that has that great of line of scrimmage play on both sides of the ball. This is same shit, different toilet. They're running their power scheme right here, right? Pretty much you got your power O going on right here. First thing, smoking on the opposite color jersey, usually a linebacker by that pulling guard there. Juszczyk here hitting the Ant-Man on the line of scrimmage. You get the back Mason here, usually off tackle. But shit, he almost gets to keep on his same trajectory here and keep it tight to the vest. And there you go. You get nothing but, what do I call it? Gentrification. Look at the defensive gentrification of the Seattle Seahawks right there. And he was 88 and out the gate. And think about this, man. If they were a little bit stout on the line of scrimmage, maybe they could have gave the offense another possession and they could tie it up or however that goes right there. But, hey, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Like I said before, it's a reload year. You don't have good line of scrimmage play on both sides of the ball. There are holes along both lines of scrimmage, and that's not what Super Bowl contenders have. San Francisco's a Super Bowl contender. As a matter of fact, I believe if you switch Geno Smith from the Seahawks to the San Francisco 49ers, they would win the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy did pretty good. Actually, not a lot of tape on him in his first couple of games. Maybe he's just a wonder kid, but this is the type of offense that they run, very similar to what the Seahawks run and the Rams. All you guys are copying each other, but these guys are doing it the best because it's a line of scrimmage thing. Look at right here. Working front side. Look at Trent Williams right here. Trent Williams comboing up to the next level. You get the tight end right here on the end man on the line of scrimmage. Him, look at that gentrification right there. That's like placing a Starbucks somewhere up in Harlem. Right? You get the pulling guard right here, same thing. Displacement right there. Cody Barton being displaced. That's a coffee shop. It's just nothing but wreckage and carnage. Where's that? Ooh, that Bruce Irvin, my man Bruce Irvin. He getting washed away like rain. He's in FEMA mode. All kinds of stuff going on right there. Shoddy line of scrimmage play, and they had to have it. Had to have it. They even had him on a third or fourth down or something like that, where Brock Purdy was able to get out on the edges and then get that first down. They were just gobbling up 5 yards here, 4 yards here on the run. Seattle just had nothing to offer in that particular category when they had to have it. And this could have been a lot worse. They were babying Brock Purdy because obviously he's in his first couple of games, but think about it, man. It could have been way worse if it was Jimmy G. You're just not competing along the line of scrimmage. You don't win football out on the edges. Receivers don't win games. I'm telling you this. Quarterbacks and receivers, you can't win it like that. You can't win it with just cornerback play. People can exploit you too much. I was screaming. I was thinking about this. I'm like, man, this is the time right here your boy Jalen Carter's going to make a play right there. But I was like, make the play, Jalen Carter, so I can go ahead and get to this damn post-game thing. I forgot it. He's still playing at the University of Georgia. Now, this is tough right here. It's almost like they caught Seattle in like a cover 6. You got quarter of the field being had right here by Jackson. You have, of course, Quandre Diggs right here. Looks like he has a quarter of the field. You get like half the field right here from your man Ryan Neal, and then kind of like a little bit of a cover 2 over here, right? So cover 2 on this side, cover 4 on this side. So if you have these guys right here coming with something like this, my man is coming on that bootleg, right, out the back gate like this, and everybody's working play side. Watch this. Watch how everybody works play side right here. Watch Barton. Look at that. Everybody working play side. Uchenna also recognizes this. He stays home. Goes with Christian McCaffrey right here. Man, you got to have some athletes on right here who can run down a Brock Purdy, stretch it down the line of scrimmage. Jefferson not going to be able to do that, man. That's tough right there. I believe Jalen Carter could have did it, but hey, I don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But right there, as you can see right there, I don't know. A lot of this stuff right there, I'm not a big I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of how Seattle plays defense sometimes. Sometimes I think you got to let your guys play. You saw what they were letting the Ward guy do to DK Metcalf. He made that, or they made that his business to make sure that every single time DK Metcalf tries to even look at the ball, he was going to be in tight man coverage. I feel like a Tariq Woolen could be like that. No doubt about that. But, right, he's getting his picks. You can't say anything about that. But, man, this is a lot of stuff, him just guarding one side of the field. Suppose he erases a man and different stuff like that. See, San Francisco plays a damn good brand of football, and they have that 4-down line of scrimmage, working with that wide 9 sometimes during money downs and everything. I don't know. I feel like their version of this particular team is exactly what Pete Carroll was looking for with his Seattle team, and they just don't have it, whether it be the scheme, whether it be the personnel, or just pretty much up the middle, whether it be on the defensive side of the ball up the middle, as far as the linebackers go, as far as end-to-end, meaning your 5 technique to your 5 technique or your 3 technique, 1 shade or whatever like that. And then, of course, on the other side of the ball, Blythe, terrible. Gabe Jackson, horrific. Damian Lewis, better than those guys, but even he was having a little bit of a struggle. And, of course, those guys, I knew it. They were going to be in for a tough time going against Bosa. Straight up, he had his way. Matter of fact, let's look at that right quick. Now, one of the things that was getting me the other week was when people were making up excuses for some of the line of scrimmage play pertaining to your man Lucas here. And I was saying, like, come on now, you can't be using excuses if somebody was sick earlier in the week or whatever. It's football. You have no excuses. If you're out there, you're out there. And Max Crosby does that to everyone in the league. Who's to say that he wouldn't do that to Lucas no matter what? Now you get to see this man, right? He had caught a reprieve because Bosa was playing on the other side, completely destroying Charles Cross. Right, it got to a certain point, it got real bad for him. For a minute there, he held up, and then the dam broke. But then they switched Bosa to the other side, and then Lucas got to get a taste of what Charles Cross gets most of the time, because you're usually going to put your best pass rusher on the blind side. Check this out. Even with a chip right here by Parkinson, or not really even a chip. What was this? He just kind of just like, hey, how you doing, Mr. Bosa? Can I shake your hand? Then you look right here, my man Lucas gets he gets bench pressed a little bit, right? This is kind of a slight bench press, right? Probably one of them close grip bench presses right there. But you can see right here, unable to stick those mud hooks in there, right? Unable to anchor. And then you see him continuing to get displaced. Nobody open down the field. Geno Smith has to try to detach from the pocket. And there's really nothing he could do about this right there because Bosa was on him. You hear on him like a werewolf and shit like that. Geno just had to get rid of that thing, man. All right, look at him on the other side going against Charles Cross here. Oh, just fought the hands right there, created the space. See, these type of things will happen, and people will see an incompletion. Like, oh, man, I wish we had Will Levis, Cletus. When then watching that man, Geno Smith, not have enough time. Check this out. Let's look at Bosa here, the best in the game. All right, you should be aiming to get a cat like this, if anything. Charles Cross immediately, right, in his kick step phase, but immediately has the abandoned technique. Check this out. Barely getting into any kick step, right? First and foremost, they're in a freaking 9, right? They're pressed out to the 9s, so he has to try to decrease that space and damn near run over there. He can't even really get his kick step phase in, has to just abandon technique and run along in female mode trying to recover. Bosa with the dexterity, bending the edge there, and then continuing to affect the pass. If you're passing the ball and someone is hitting you while you're passing the ball, it's just not going to be good for you right there, right? That's on both edges that was happening. Then you come right here, and they already got themselves a great edge player in Armstead. This dude is a nightmare by himself. You can play him at an end if necessary, right? He could be a base end in a 4-3, and he could play at a 3 technique, even a shade. These guys are nasty, boy. Check this out. Oh, look at him. Split who is this on? Is it on Jackson, of course? Yep, of course. Your man Jackson right here getting that prison loving, right? Your man didn't even reduce the pad level or anything like that, right? He didn't change elevation on him. He just giving that prison loving, and you can see right there that man with their hands to the throat, just in female mode. Nowhere to go, can't climb the pocket on this one. Then they got him pinned in on both sides right here. Gilo couldn't do nothing with that, man. Listen, let me remind you of something. It's a reload year. You currently have the second pick here. It may end up being the third pick, I believe, once Chicago gets that prison loving from my Eagles. But regardless, right, if you can't get to Jalen Carter, you get to a Will Anderson, or you get to a Brian Brzee, or you get to a Miles Murphy. Then you turn around here, look at this pick right here. I heard them on the telecast say I think the Chiefs are next. And then I had already was looking and see what defense was on. The Jets defense, I think, is as good as San Francisco's defense and the Eagles defense. It could very well be a place to where you're picking somewhere here in the top 15, double up. That's when you grab your linebacker, your off-ball linebacker. Man, maybe even another receiver, right? If it's a big-time receiver still on the board right there, as you can see right there, people will let you know who's the man on the team. Nobody is shadowing Tyler Lockett. He's a great player, but they're showing you that DK is that dude. Suppose you had another guy who was as big as DK who could play that style of offense. You see what makes San Francisco move? It's that yards after the catch shit. You're not going to get much of that with Tyler Lockett, but you don't have to, right? He can do his thing and do what he does, getting downfield and his route running and stuff. But one more guy who you can throw and work that quick game and have them break tackles like they would normally have Debo Samuel doing that. Brandon Ayuk can do that. Jennings can do that as well, cat out of Tennessee. You got to have more guys like that. It's time to really complete your team. You get what I'm saying there? But you got options. That's why I said it was a perfect year in the preseason. Then it's even more perfect to me because you can see how good the team can be. It just needs the pieces around it to be complete. Another quarterback won't make this team complete. You end up putting him in a bad situation, end up stunting his growth, and he'd be looking like some of these other quarterbacks out here who went to some of these teams that's just not complete enough, right? Not saying you can't get a quarterback in the later rounds, just not with your first couple of picks, not with your first 3 or 4 picks. Look at these guys. They just beat you with the last pick in the draft who's a rookie. That's what having a complete team would do. Imagine if these guys had a good quarterback still. Or like a Jimmy G. I'm telling you, man, these guys are showing you year in and year out. People, they don't even like Jimmy G there. They still get to the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl with him. Just imagine that. So I don't know what to tell you guys. Go ahead and do your thing. I already know what you're going to say. You know, it's the quarterback's fault. Even though it wasn't his fault at all. He didn't have time to do shit. This was embarrassing to watch, to be honest with you. Getting beat along the line of scrimmage like that, getting beat up, that's the most embarrassing shit to me, man, if you're a real football head. All right? But we shall see. We'll have more on this, man. But it's your boy, Mid-Atlantic Murph. Do what you do, right? But strike the band.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.